Alright, let's go ahead, transition, boop. Alright, wait, hold on. That's not my, Is there any way I could refresh? Nope, nope, not that. Let's try that. Okay, how about I remove selected source, and then add existing, okay. Okay, this is gonna be a bit weird. Yeah, because that is not my Twitch chat. Yeah, shut up about shield mode. Is it not gonna let me refresh? Okay, never mind. Let's just take it out entirely. Okay. There we go. You get to see behind the curtain. There we go. Okay. So, that little slapdash out of the way. Okay. Today is the 45th day of our covert operation off Britain's coast. I have called you all here for one reason and one reason alone. The time has come for us to decide whether to leave this lost belt, or lost world according to our technical advisor's reports, and return to standard space, or to muster everything we've got and send additional forces, myself and Munir, to aid the field team's efforts. But, fortunately, we just received a new report from Typhoon with excellent news. Captain, if you would. Got it. Restoring power to the command room? Whoa, the lights are back on. Then does that mean... That's right, my boy. Mission complete. Morgan is officially out of the picture. Silver Shinobi, Da Vinci, and Kirillite really came through. What's more, the fairies were so impressed with our accomplishments that they agreed to give us one of Camelot's Rongo mini-yachts. Woohoo! Can't believe we're gonna get the real thing instead of just the spell. Now the border's finally gonna have a main cannon. We can't wait to be the gunners. Alright, but only 4 of you. You can draw lots later to decide who'll be. A Rongo-Miniad main cannon, huh? And as the director, it'll be my duty to pull the final trigger. Okay, Gordolf, let's not get ahead of ourselves. That said, I can't stop grinning either. I've always dreamed of having a huge cannon on the deck. Yes, good point. First I thought I'd like to build it onto the bow, but on further consideration that seems extremely unsafe. Much better to add it to the deck, since we can jettison it at a moment's notice. But never mind that now. According to the report, it will take them 7 days to reach the shore from Camelot. We'll wait here until then. After they arrive, we can leave. That is why I had Captain turn the lights on in the command room. Now that we no longer have to conserve as much power as possible in case of an emergency, we can get by with only moderate energy conservation. I know it's been a trying 45 days for all of you, so now's your chance to recuperate while we prepare to install our Rongo-Miniad. There's something the matter, Administrative Advisor. Most people would consider this cause for celebration, you know. While we're at it, I feel I should let you know something you don't seem to be aware of. That face you're making right now? You may as well be shouting, "It feels like this case has only just begun." Thank you for the warning, Gordolf. Watson used to tell me much the same thing. However, I'm afraid you're not quite correct. This is no mere feeling. I assure you, this case has only just begun. Really? Even though we defeated the Lost Belt's king? We still have yet to answer so much as one truly essential question, Director. How did this Lost Belt come into being? Why was Camelot built? What purpose were the Bells of Pilgrimage originally meant to serve? What is the Fairy of Paradise's mission? And what happened to the Great Calamities? The Red Calamity and Black Calamity that ended Britain during the first iteration of the FAE era, before Morgan's involvement. For that matter, who was it that originally attempted Britain's destruction? If the unnatural lines of malice I've glimpsed in Da Vinci's reports are in any indication, the true culprit, no, the truth itself, lies elsewhere. Rest assured, I am all in favor of restoring the power and recuperating, but not for the purpose of returning home. No, now we must remain all the more vigilant and prepare for the worst-case scenario. From here on, this will be a battle to save the world, and Chaldea's aid will be essential. Feels like we got back to Salisbury in no time. I know, but between the talks we had in Camelot about our next steps and the wagon ride here, it's already been 3 days. So far, everything's been going smoothly. Wherever we've gone, fairies have come out to cheer for us. Bargas is staying behind in Camelot to handle things with the upper-class fairies as Nochnariav's proxy. Percival's staying behind as well, so he can secure the sacred lance affixed to the castle's entrance for us. That'll take 1 more day to remove, then another 3 days to bring it back to the storm border stationed off the coast. Although, I'm a little worried about him. He said he's doing fine, but yeah, he seemed to be kind of dragging. Even when we insisted he get some rest, he said it was more important that he pay us back for what he'd done. I mean, it's true, we don't have a lot of time left to spare, so I can't deny that'll help us out, but still. Oh, I know. After he brings us the sacred lance, we should give him a turn in one of the border's recovery pods. If a full course of cutting-edge medical technology doesn't perk him up, nothing will. Besides, he could probably use it anyway, since it sounds like he's been working non-stop since he started the Round Table Army. That's not a bad idea. Think you could give a Habitrot a spin in one of those recovery pod things, too? She insists she's just sleepy, but I can tell she's been getting more depressed by the day since Morgan was defeated. All she does is sleep and write in her diary, day in and day out. Hell, even now, she won't budge from her bed upstairs. I can only guess she's beyond exhausted. Artoria, I gotta ask. Are you sure about this? I get following Morgan's example by having the coronation at Salisbury's cathedral. Then again, you said you were going to let Nocnaria take the throne and go back to Tintagel. And now it's all but a done deal that she's going to be the next queen. How could you just give up your claim to the throne after everything I did to help you get there? Sure, it's great that the clans came to an agreement so quick since the Child of Prophecy suggested it. But still. I know, but this is what's best for Britain's future. The only reason I'm still here is because Oberon gave his life to save mine. If it wasn't for him, my journey would have ended there. In the end, I never came close to reaching Morgan's level. Maybe I'd feel differently if I'd been the one to defeat her. But it was the rebel army that did that. Percival led the Round Table army, and it was Nocnaria who assembled the army of Northern Fairies. Me, I just went straight for the glory, and you saw how that went. But honestly, I don't know the first thing about politics. So letting Nocnaria be the next queen and retiring to an easy life in my hometown seems like a no-brainer. I can almost hear everyone cheers of, "Great job, Child of Prophecy," right now. Oh gosh, you're in a good mood, aren't you, Child of Prophecy? And why wouldn't you be? You really did it. All thanks to Da Vinci. Here you go. 6 deluxe apple waters. Thanks, Mike. You know, I just realized there aren't any other customers here. Is there a reason for that? Oh, that? I reserved the whole place for you guys after Red Rabbit told me you were coming. If the other fairies found out the Child of Prophecy was coming here, the place would be packed to the rafters. Especially since there are fairies here from all across Britain to see the next queen's coronation. And I've got a feeling you don't care much for crowds, right, Artoria? So I thought you'd feel more comfortable if it was just you guys here. Well, you're not wrong. Thanks, Mike. Okay, everyone, let's toast to our victory. All together now. Cheers! That victory toast might be the best thing ever. Congratulations on a job well done, everyone. Thanks, Artoria. However it went down, now that Morgan's gone, we don't have to worry about proper human history being invaded. And this Britain should remain safe and stable, at least until the bleached earth phenomenon situation is resolved. I don't know what'll happen after that. Maybe it'll stack on top of proper human history, or maybe it'll be expelled from the planet. But if nothing else, we can be sure the fairies won't disappear. We're also thinking about using the storm border to help some of them migrate. This does mean we'll be going our separate ways, but I know things will be fine with you and Nocnaria here. And once Chaldea's handled its own problem, our leaders will come back to pay their respects. Huh? You mean you're leaving, Da Vinci? Yeah, after the coronation. Besides, I've got a ton of work waiting for me back at the border. But I have nothing planned for today. If there's anything you want to ask me about, now's your chance. Oh, I know. I'll make a roadmap for the next few years of your pub's growth. All you'll have to do is follow it, and this place will become the best hotel this side of Camelot. You got the genius guarantee on that. Wow, really? That sounds amazing. I guess I'm gonna have lots of new goals then. I can't wait! I can't wait! So, Mesh, what did you and Barghest talk about earlier? Oh, right. We had a short chat just before we left Camelot. I've been entrusted with handling the aftermath here in Camelot. Percival and Nocnaria's subordinates will be the ones making the decisions. But I should be more persuasive with the ambassadors and officials who have yet to get on board with the new administration. As for Spriggan and Aurora, they've both agreed to support the Child of Prophecy's choice for the new queen. I'm concerned that we still haven't heard from Murian, but I doubt that will be a major issue. Understood. This may sound strange coming from me, but I'm glad you're here helping us. There's no need to thank me. This is all I can do to be useful. Though I must ask, why do you look at me like that? I'm a criminal and a traitor to the crown. I don't deserve to call myself a knight. That's not true, Barghest. You're an exemplary knight. Your loyalty to Morgan never wavered, even for a moment. But you stood up to fight her in the name of protecting Britain. That must have been a very difficult choice. You're not the first knight I've known to make a choice like that. Which is why I'm so glad to see the rebel army welcome you with open arms. You wield your sword for others' sake, not your own. You truly believe it's the duty of the strong to protect the weak. So please, Lady Barghest, please don't be so hard on yourself. You were just as noble a knight as Boggart said you were. I see, so you were there with Boggart when he died. Tell me, what did you think of him? Was he a good lord? He was a wonderful lord. He did everything he could to help Sheffield and Norwich up to his dying breath. I may be a member of Chaldea, but here in the land of the FAE, I'd like to think of myself as a knight of Sheffield as well. That's how much the people I met there meant to me. I see. I'd expect no less from the old hardhead. He's always been surprisingly considerate. He was also a huge womanizer. That's the one thing Woodwell's never had over him. Really? I had no idea Boggart was so popular. Oh yes, his plain-spoken nature had a way of cutting straight to fairies' hearts, even if he didn't mean to. How else would he have been married 61 times? Good point. In retrospect, that does explain a number of things. The same is true for you, Galahad. Ah, right, you said your name was Mash, didn't you? I will be undergoing a court-martial once Camelot's affairs are in order. But after hearing your words, even a century in prison will pass easily. Thank you, young knight of proper human history. Honorable knight of the true Round Table. Were it possible, I would have loved to meet you other knights of the Round Table. Really? Like who? Good question. Maybe Sir Gawain? No, never mind. I know my emotions would get the better of me. But I'd also love to meet Sir Palamedes, Sir Tristan, and Sir Kay, who is said to be the tallest of the knights. Well, as a matter of fact, you've already met one of them. Senpai told me all about it. Remember that knight who held you back at the ranch? That was Sir Tristan. What? Really? Tristan, the child of sadness? That Tristan? That's right, though I suppose he may not have made a strong impression. Oh no, he did. I would never forget the sheer mastery of the bow he demonstrated. It's just that... what have I done? How could I ever hope to make amends? You beat him in a fair and honorable duel, right? I'm sure there won't be any hard feelings on Tristan's part. Although I am curious, why are you so attached to the Knights of the Round Table? It seems like there's more to it than just the name Morgan gifted you with. Alright, you are a fellow woman and knight, so I suppose I don't mind sharing with you. While it goes without saying that they're all very attractive, I especially look up to them because of their stories. Despite all the personal problems they faced, in the end they always chose to stick together and protect their kingdom. They were the very model for a strong and honorable knight fighting in the defense of the weak. I don't know what I would have done without their example to guide me. They made me want the same thing for Fairy Britain. Even though ultimately it was you and your companions who accomplished what I could not. I'd like you to give the foreign mage a message for me. Please tell him thank you for supporting our world. No, for supporting the Child of Prophecy. As knights go, I may be a disgrace, but I will never forget the debt I owe him. If ever he should have need of my horn, all he need do is say the word. We'll have to make sure not to let her down then. Yes, it's unfortunate that we first met her as an enemy. I hope from now on we can help each other instead. Don't worry. Barghest may be readying herself for jail, but there's no way Noknariev's gonna let her see the inside of a cell. There ain't anyone else around who knows the fairies of Camelot as well as she does. If Nocneriab's gonna rule effectively, she's gonna need a right hand she could trust. You're heading out, Dreamer? Just a little errand I need to take care of. Gonna see how Nocneriab's doing. Northern fairies have never been to Salisbury or the Great Cathedral before, right? So I figured they could use all the help they can get, seeing how the coronation's tomorrow. Oh, right! I forgot you have all the first Screamer's knowledge. Well, thanks for helping that jerk out. This'll be your greatest opportunity to shine yet. There's no more here. Or here. That's strange. I couldn't have already got them all, right? Hello? Is anyone still there? Is anyone still alive? I'll bleep you out if you are, okay? Just say something, please. Lady Marian, I don't think there's anyone left in that box. Perhaps it's time you moved on? Who's there? Oh, Koyenskaya. It's you. When did you get here? Did you just get back? Just give me a minute to wash my hands, okay? They feel so gross for some reason. Weird, don't you think? Take that, and that, and that! You can't hide from me. Not in the woods, not anywhere. Die, die, die! I want to see you running in panic, wailing for someone to save you before I grind you to paste. Are you freaking kidding me? How is that supposed to be fun? It's gross, it's disgusting. How the hell can you fairies enjoy this? Answer me, you disgusting insects. You started this, right? Why did you do this? Why are you begging for help now? If you know how awful it feels, then why didn't you spare the Wing Clan when we begged you to? Who's there? Pardon my intrusion, Lady Marian. Did I startle you? Oh, Koyenskaya. When did you get here? I haven't seen you around lately. Have you been in town long? Oh, but never mind that. Listen, I've come up with the very best idea for revenge. I'm going to use my game board to make an inescapable bug trap. It'll take me hundreds of years to create an open world big enough to finish off the whole Fang clan. But that's okay. I can wait. I'm a Butterbird princess, the most patient of all the Wing Clan fairies. I swear I'll complete it, no matter how difficult it may be. After all, just imagine how good it'll feel to take my revenge when it finally happens. It's going to be the greatest moment of my life, and I'm going to devote everything I have to making it happen. It's going to be great. What could go wrong? Oh, Lady Marian. Her poor mind. It just can't accept the dull reality. So, how are things in Camelot? Is Queen Morgan really gone? Yes, she is. Morgan was put to death, and the rebel army now controls the city. There's to be a coronation to mark the reign of the new queen tomorrow. Once that happens, it's only a matter of time until the new law of the land reaches Gloucester as well. And if the truth about what happened to the Fang clan ever comes to light, I'm afraid it could put you in a precarious position, Lady Marian. Huh? Something happened to the Fang clan? Oh, never mind that. Right now we need to focus on Camelot. I never thought Artoria would relinquish her claim to the throne so easily. I was hoping she and Nocneria would end up taking each other down, but oh well. Still, it's a good thing there's going to be a new queen soon. There's no time to waste before the Great Calamity shows up, after all. Nocneriab is a direct descendant of Mab, so she should understand how important that throne is. So I'll contact her soon and arrange an alliance between Camelot and Gloucester. Once the threat of the Great Calamity is past, then I'll find a way to overthrow her. Right now, our priority is ensuring Britain's survival. I can wait to invite our mutual enemy, proper human history, Chaldea, to my garden until then. Oh my. You're going to go to war with Chaldea, Lady Miriam? And here I thought you didn't have any interest in them. I didn't, at first. But it's obvious now that proper human history is a threat to this land. And they're your enemies as well, right? So that makes them mine, too. But first, Nocnaria. I'm going to start by writing her a letter asking her to kick the Round Table army out of Camelot as soon as she's officially the new queen. There's no way I'm letting Chaldea have a sacred lance. They all belong to Fairy Britain. Anyway, once I'm done writing it, would you deliver the letter for me? I used to have Oberon handle this sort of thing, but I haven't been able to reach him lately. Very well, then. I'll be glad to attend the coronation on your behalf. But if I may, Lady Miriam, what are you going to do afterwards? You really need to get out of this room before it starts to affect your health. I have a lot of reading left to do. There's so much Morgan suppressed during her reign. How did she stop the Great Calamity before? And for that matter, what is the Great Calamity? I just know the answer to those and other questions must be in the documents I took from Camelot. And if that information is written down somewhere, I'm positive I could decipher it. Going to find out the truth as sure as I'm the Butterbur Princess. Alright. Boop. Another interlude. There you have it. She said to give you her regards and that she's looking forward to your coronation, you jerk. Is that so? Well, forgive me for not jumping for joy at being congratulated by a gutless coward who turned and ran away at the last second. You're still mad about that? It's not like Artoria ran from her competition with you. If anything, it's the opposite. She stepped back of her own accord so you wouldn't get caught up in her mission as the Fairy of Paradise. I know that. Why do you think I'm so pissed off? After all that, she's just going to disappear and let me have all the glory? She thinks she can save the bloody world when no one's looking and quit while she's ahead? Not on my watch, she won't. That's no different from the kind of crap Morgan pulled. Just you wait. As soon as I'm on the throne, I'm going to begin a Child of Prophecy hunt that'll put Morgan to shame. I'm going to find her wherever she goes, even if I have to invade this paradise place she's from. Now who's acting like Morgan? Alright, but be warned, that ain't an easy path you'd be taking. Interfering with Paradise's duty means fighting proper human history. It'd be a pity to bring a whole new kind of war to Britain right after finally bringing peace to it. Fine with me. More than fine, even. I never had any intention of playing nice with proper human history. I'm not as extreme as Morgan, but it's still basically a foreign land, right? Knowing there's more land out there waiting to be conquered is the best news I've heard in my life. My purpose is to rule. The more there is to rule, the happier I am. I can feel my magical energy surging just thinking about it. Looks like the idea of fighting proper human history really does entice you. If you're so certain, I won't try to stop you. Either way, it's going to take time to get Fairy Britain back on its feet. And Chaldea will probably finish their mission by then. You really okay with Silver Shinobi leaving? Oh, sure. It'll be sad to part ways for a while, but if anything, I think this is destiny. Once I'm ready to conquer proper human history, I'll be a way better queen than Morgan ever was. So once he sees what an amazing fairy I am, he won't be able to resist going out with me. Looks you're dead set on getting everything you want. Not that I expected otherwise from you. Plus, you're already obsessed with Camelot's throne. Don't damage it no matter what, eh? When you get right down to it, a throne's just a fancy chair, but you were dead set on that particular one. Same with Morgan. She refused to leave it no matter what. Why is that? You know something about it? Okay, I guess I could tell you. Morgan's throne is the cornerstone of all Britain. It's what keeps the fairies' cycle alive. It's the gear that keeps the life of every fairy who died at the end of the FAE era in motion. It's false Round Table Ace created after she completed her pilgrimage and chose to defy her duty. It's the throne of a master. Whoever bonds with that throne becomes the master of Britain's fairies. Morgan used it in a desperate attempt to summon the fairies of Fairy Britain and keep them alive. My predecessor, Queen Mab, learned about this in Era of High Queen 400, during her last one-on-one battle with Morgan. The only fairies who weren't wiped out during the FAE Era's Great Calamity were Mab, the clan leaders, and a handful of upper-class fairies. Mab had no reason to submit to Morgan's rule because she wasn't one of the fairies Morgan brought back to life. But she also couldn't keep fighting her once she found out how far Morgan had gone to keep Britain alive. So Mab and Morgan made a secret arrangement. They agreed that if Morgan should ever decline and fall, the King clan would be the one to succeed her. Gotcha. In other words, do what you want and I'll clean up the mess. That's right. They were friends, in their own way. After that, Mab retired to Edinburgh. Her part of the deal was to produce a new queen who could take over for Morgan by the time she declined. That's the duty I inherited from my predecessor. I'm her daughter, her next generation born for the sole purpose of becoming queen. Whatever else I do with my life will have to wait until I've taken care of that. I just wish it hadn't come about in such a half-assed fashion. But fine, whatever. As soon as the coronation's over, I'm going to rush right to the throne and take over for Morgan. Well, not that there was ever any other option. Now that Morgan's gone, I'm the only one with a spirit origin capable of reforming contracts with every fairy in Britain. Artoria simply doesn't quite have what it takes. That's just how it is. For sure. It's all like Einzel prophesied. The Child of Prophecy will pave the way, then the true king will appear. So the Child of Prophecy and the true king were always two separate fairies. The prophecy is about both of you. If you already know that much, I don't have anything else to tell you. Later, Nocnaria. We'll have to fight each other someday, since you're from this lost belt and I'm from proper human history. But we can forget about that, at least for the next few days. Tomorrow's your big day. As Grimmer the Sage, I'll be there to bless you as best I can. The apocalypse turned everything to ocean. In the beginning, there was only ocean. Shooting stars streaked by, civilizations faded, the earth was returned to resources, and everything became ocean. Some mishap on this planet caused everything to vanish. This is the Isle's dying voice, the sound of suffering from one yet to be put out of its misery. Salisbury, Salisbury, we're off to grand old Salisbury. It's the start of a new era. A new queen shall reign. Will it be the Child of Prophecy? The child of the queen? We don't know, but as long as she does a good job as queen, it's all the same to us. Come on, let's hurry to the coronation. Goodbye, merciless Morgan. Hold up, everyone. Look over there. There's a Moors on that hill looking for us. Just one? That's no big deal. All we have to do is keep our distance. Britain's about to be reborn. I wonder what the new queen will do with it. Oh, Daisy bed. Soon the time will be upon us. The number of Moors has exceeded the number of fairies. Having had a sacrifice which pleases him, the god has begun to stir. The way I see it, the whole point of reality is that there are no takebacks. We do things knowing they'll make matters worse. By the time we realize what we've done, it's too late. Then we seal away any who try to reveal our actions for the misdeeds they were. Whose fault is it? No one's, of course. And that is why it's not possible to make things better. You've heard of going out with a bang? I think that's a wonderful idea. If you're going to go out anyway, you might as well make the biggest bang you can. Oh boy. Good morning, everyone. It's Coronation Day. Now come on, wake up. We need to get to the cathedral before it gets too crowded. I don't think we need to worry about that. We've already got special seats put aside for us. Plus, the coronation should only take an hour. Have y'all thought about what you'll do afterwards? Senpai, Da Vinci and I are going to wait for Percival. That way we can help him transport the sacred lance. I'm going to go back to the Welsh Woods to tell them my journey was a success. After that, I think I'd like to help the recovery effort in Londinium until things settle down there. Yeah, good idea. Once I see things are in order there, that's when I'll know my job's done. The bit about making sure Morgan's defeated is done at this point. So once your journey's about come to a complete end, I'll be able to put Britain behind me with a clean conscience. Huh? You mean you have a home of your own, Muramasa? Of course I do. I ain't a vagrant, you know. I'm actually something of a royal assistant, believe it or not. Plus, I've still got a weird colleague waiting for me to get back. I can't up and quit you for no good reason. Too bad. I'd love to recruit you to our side, but I know you're not the kind to break your existing commitments. So realistically, just agreeing to a truce while we are all still in Britain is more than enough. By the way, what about Abatron? Is she still holed up in her room? Yep. Says she's too tired to do anything but sleep, and to go enjoy the coronation without her. Maybe we should go check on her again, just to be sure? That's alright. I'll do it. You guys go on ahead, okay? You have chosen to be a dream. You have chosen a path that will prevent you from existing in my Britain. The only time you will have is the period between when she first arrives and when she is sent back in time with my water mirror. Remember this, Totorot. Your dream will end when the morning lark sings. Abatrot, are you up? You went to the trouble of checking on me? Wow. You're a really good person, aren't you, Silver Shinobi? But don't worry about me. Go on, get going. Everyone's got to be waiting for you outside. I'm just tired, okay? I'll be fine once I've properly woken up. But, are you really okay with this? Okay with what? You got some reason to be worried about me? What, you think I got a secret? You think I'm actually one of the most important fairies in the FAE world or something? Oh, well, I actually don't know anything about your past, so... Right? Good. If even a single person knew who I was, it'd put me in a real pickle. So it's fine not to remember me. I just have one or two things left to do, that's all. But thanks for asking, yeah? It's still too soon to say goodbye, but I appreciate your checking in. Make sure you and Mash look out for each other, Silver Shinobi. You turned out to be a pretty great groom in your own right.
I can't believe Da Vinci is going home. Although, where is her home anyway? What's the outside world? What is there outside Britain? Is her condition going to improve if she goes there? If it does, then that's a good thing, right? It's the worst. What am I gonna do? Why did she have to leave just when every day was starting to get fun? You can't do this to me. You can't take Da Vinci away from me now. Without her here, I'll just go back to being my boring old self. What can I do? What can I do to make Da Vinci stay?
I don't like that sound. We're here! Gosh, I've never seen so many upper-class fairies all in one place before. Look, up on the second floor. There's Aurora and Spriggan in the VIP seats, and a whole bunch of other famous fairies, too. But hey, we're kind of big deals, too. I might have relinquished my claim to the throne, but I was still one of the key players in the assault on Camelot. Our seats must be at the very front of the... Huh? They're all full? Let me see. It looks like our seats are on the first floor, all the way in the back. These are like the seats you give to a friend of a friend if there are any left over, right? I'm sure she gave us these seats so we wouldn't draw too much attention.
Oh good, you're all sitting here too.
Percival, I thought you were in Camelot.
Yes, well, that was my original intention, but Lady Barghest insisted otherwise.
Let me guess. She said that it would be ridiculous for the commander of the Round Table Army not to attend, and that she could easily handle things while you were away?
Got it in one. Verbatim, even. She did also say to give you her regards, though.
She really is a thoughtful guardian knight, isn't she? I'm fully in favor of you being here, too. Oh, how's removing the Sacred Lance coming along? If you need help with it, I can always come back with you to Camelot once this is over.
Oh, no need to worry. It's coming along great. It should be done by noon today, and the lance should arrive in Salisbury by tomorrow night.
Awesome! I don't know if a Sacred Lance made by Morgan is something we can actually use ourselves, but even if we can't, it'll be an invaluable divine construct just as a reference. Thanks again, Percival. Quiet, everyone. Noknariav's here. Oh, wow. Whoa. She looks beautiful. I know. I can hardly tear my eyes away from her. Don't you think she looks beautiful, Artoria? Yeah, I do. Damn it, Noknariav. I hate to admit it, but you're the best.
Good day, everyone. Thank you all for being here. Temporary though my position may be, it is my honor to lead this coronation ceremony on behalf of the 6 clans. Lady Noknariab of the King clan, our new ruler, who will surely lead Britain to a more prosperous future. Please make your way to the cathedral altar and the coronation pedestal.
It's begun. It's a very solemn affair, isn't it? So that crown has been blessed by all 6 clans, and once Noknariab puts it on, that'll mean she's officially become queen. Yep, pretty simple as far as ceremonies go.
And since the clans have already come to a consensus, there shouldn't be anyone opposed to...
Here, everyone, these goblets are for you. The moment the blessing is complete, you're to drink this wine to celebrate.
Thank you. Are you going to drink that, Senpai? I can't drink wine, but I can at least pretend. Understood. Then I'll follow your lead. I will too, then. I'm not really much for wine anyway. Really? Guess I'll toe the party line, then.
I don't care much for wine either, so... Alright, I can see where this is going. Now, let us offer our blessing to celebrate the beginning of our new queen's reign. Nocnariab, our new queen, please attest your impartiality, your diligence, your commitment to coexistence, and your integrity.
Very well. As a fairy of Britain, I swear to be impartial in all matters. As the head of the Northern Fairies, I will continue to be diligent. As the fairy entrusted to rule by the Child of Prophecy, I believe firmly in coexistence. And as the daughter of the great Queen Mab, I promise my entire life will be one of...
Objection! You can't trust a single word she says. Nocnariab is evil. The Northern Fairies have no place in Britain.
Who said that? Show yourselves! Huh? But you're... my subjects.
We attest that Nocnariab has no right to rule, and we are prepared to tell you all about the atrocities she has committed. Her regime in the north was a nightmare. Every fairy she shares her blood with becomes her slave, and loses the ability to refuse her. She controls every aspect of our lives, makes army service mandatory, and even takes away our original fairy professions. And that's not all. My brother and I were both infected with Moore's disease. We only went to Edinburgh and became Nocnariab's subjects because we'd heard it could be treated there. But the truth was horrifying. Her treatment was transferring our Moore's curses to fairies she deemed worthless, condemning them to death. I was lucky enough to survive, but my poor brother was given Moore's curses from several other fairies, turning into not just a hideous monster, but one of Nocnariab's giant soldier slaves.
And what's wrong with that? Every one of those fairies knew exactly what they were signing up for.
Oh no.
Oh no. They volunteered of their own free will to sacrifice their bodies when they were already on the verge of death, so they could save their fellow fairies and help defeat Morgan. I also gave each and every one of them rewards to suit their sacrifice. They weren't being exploited in any way, shape, or form.
Then what about what's underneath the Queen's City? How do you explain that horrible system? Hear me, everyone. Let me tell you about Queen Mab and Nocnariab's secret betrayal of Britain. You probably all think Queen Mab is dead, but the truth is she's still alive. Do you know why Edinburgh is known as the Queen's City? It's because Mab transformed her own corpse into that city, where it continues to function today. And for what purpose, you may ask? It disgusts me to say, but I'll power through. Mab planned to consume the bodies of other dead fairies to expand her city and create a stronger version of herself. And the result is Nocnariab. Nocnariab, the corpse golem. I trust you understand now why the landmass in the north never actually grew. It's been 1,500 years since Edinburgh was first made. In all that time, instead of fairy bodies growing Britain's landmass, they all went to the creation of the woman you see before you now. What else could you call that but a betrayal of our land? How dare they call themselves the King Clan? The truth is, Mab and Nocnariab see us British fairies as no more than food for their own consumption. Betrayal? You have no idea what Mab put herself through for your sakes. This land can't exist without a fairy strong enough to sustain every other fairy. That's the only reason Mab became a city of all things. Fine, if you want to know the truth so badly, I'll tell you. I'll tell you the reason British fairies are still alive today after being wiped out once before. I'll tell you the truth behind the Britain we inherited from Queen Lady Nocnariab? That's impossible!
Why is she coughing up blood? Damn it! Somebody stop those insolent bastards already! What are the guards do? Look! There, you see? Now that her sins have been exposed, they couldn't bear the weight of her shame. Now's your chance, guards. Bring Nocnari up to justice. Don't let the false queen get away with this. We can't let the Northern Fairy Queen of all people take the throne, especially when there's someone else much better suited for it. Artoria! What the hell do you all think you're doing? Well, this went to hell in a handbasket. Let's get some lancers and sabers in here. Go with that. Okay. Alright, let's see. Alright,
Let's see. Uh...
やけどすんなよ。
運命ですから。
焼き尽くせ。火の内。炎の降り。ウィッカーマン。地獄の具現こそ報いにふさわしい。風来るべ。
Oh geez, it's already been an hour.
それはいつか来る兆しの星、希望の地、楽園の後、誰に呼ばれるまでもなく、あなたは星をかざすでしょう。運命は誰のために。アラウンドカリバーン。
Boo.
白兵戦行きます。
供物を天高く掲げるべし。
もちろん。
ああ、出るぞ。
えい。
アンサズ。腹を開け。皆殺しで。
Hmm.
今のうちに準備。負けないぞ。
はっ。
Alright,
本気の俺は手強いぞ。 ああ、行くか。地獄の具現こそ報いにふさわしい。風来る。